Dream, I like to inspire and motivate adults to dream again. Because as we go through life and take on our different roles and responsibilities, we tend to put our dreams on the back burner. And my goal here at Dawn Dares to Dream is to help you pick those dreams back up and to pursue them again. Now, I want you to understand, I started Dawn Dares to Dream because I wanted to relay my message and my heart and my feelings across to whomever would listen. It can be difficult getting your closest family and friends to understand the way that you believe and when you try to express it and share it. So this was like my backdoor way into letting everybody know. Now, I may have lost some viewers as a result of that because they don't agree, and that's fine. I am definitely a proponent of everyone having their own thoughts, their own process, their own mindset that works for them. Your religion works for you, you keep that. No one's telling you to get rid of that. Whatever it is that works for you, continue to use it. I'm just saying that sprinkle some of this other information on it, this personal development information that I'm providing you, and see where your life takes you and how you take off personally. Take it out. But always remember, we are in control of how we see our environment. I don't care what everyone says it looks like or everyone says it is. We are in control of how we choose to perceive the environment. Hey dreamers, welcome back. And thank you to all the new dreamers who stopped by Dawn Dares to Dream today to see what we're all about. Well, if you've been following me, you know I'm doing two things. First, I am on a 21-day cleanse, and I believe I'm on day 16 right now. So I'm very excited because I'm very close to finishing my cleanse. And secondly, I am working on, or have created, my workbook, Mindset, Belief, Action, MBA. Now, in this workbook, I'm teaching you to set your mindset, to believe in what it is that you desire, that you set in your mind, and then to take action on those dreams. Now, I have two series running simultaneously, and what I'm going to do today is to combine them. So today, I'm actually going to make not a cream of mushroom soup, just mushroom soup. Now, I made this a couple of days ago on my first day one of being able to eat cooked veggies. And I'm telling you, this dish was so scrumptious, but I didn't make a big pot. I actually made 1 cup. So I cut the recipe in 4 so that I could make just enough to taste, just in case I didn't like it. Come to find out, I love this, so now I'm making a little bit more left with the mushrooms that I currently have. So let me tell you what actually goes in this mushroom soup. So here we have shiitake and oyster mushrooms, chopped onion, garlic, of course, flour to help thicken it up some. We have my, my Himalayan rock salt that I love. We also are going to use some cooking white wine. The recipe called for sherry wine, cooking wine, but I couldn't find it in the store. And so I have the white wine, and that's what we're going to use. And then we're also using olive oil to saute everything up. And we're having rosemary as well. And God, I love the way this rosemary is smelling. The funny thing is, as I've been on this cleanse, what has happened is my senses around food are heightened because I'm not eating a lot of different things. So as I add other items back into my diet, it's just like, whoo, it's like so exciting and so fulfilling. So today, as far as mindset, what we're going to talk about is the different books that I have read that have gotten me to where I am today. Some of the books I've read in the past and others I'm currently reading. But I wanted to share that with you in the workbook so that you know everything that I've kind of done sort of to get to where I am with the mindset that I have, because the whole goal is for you to have the mindset that works for you and your lifestyle. But in order to do that, you have to educate yourself. So in the first part of the activity, I am telling you about the books I've read, and so I'm going to explain a little bit of what I've gotten out of each book. And that way you can say, is that book for me? Is it not for me? Because it may not. But when you're setting your mindset, what you need to do is be open-minded enough to read enough material about your topic so that you're educated on it and you can then begin and move to the belief stage. So to set my mindset, I use these books. Now, the thing that you desire, that you want, that you're focused on, that dream that you have, that goal, now that's a different thing. You're going to set set your mindset about that in a different manner. You're going to read and educate yourself about the topic of the thing that you desire. But while we're working on just creating the mindset, we need to read some books on that as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Well, I have the pot behind me heating, warming up. As it warms up, I'm going to put the olive oil in the pot, and we're going to let that warm up, and then we're going to add in the garlic and the onions. So while we're waiting for the oil to heat, I'm going to list the books for you that I have read that have helped my mindset. Now you have to remember, I've been studying the law of attraction for over 20 years. So there are tons of books that I've read that I really don't remember. I'm realizing I missed a book on this list right now. So if you have your workbook out, what you're going to do is you're going to write in after number 6 an additional books. But let's go through each book one by one. So we have the 7 Principles of Highly Successful People by Stephen Covey. Now, I read that book in my 20s. I was living on Baltimore Street. It wasn't the best neighborhood, you know, but I was believing things could be better. And I was just happy to be on my own and able to take care of myself and pay my bills. Because I think I moved out when I was about 19. So I'm here and I'm reading my what I call self-help books. And I don't know how I heard about that book, but I did. And I read it because I knew that I wanted to be a successful person. And it sounded like, you know, it was a good idea to read, you know, such a book. Now, what I learned from that was that I needed to have discipline and focus and have an action plan if I was going to be successful. And that's, in a nutshell, what that book was about. And then we're going to move on to number 2, the Success Principles of Jack Canfield. I'm still reading that book. As you know, I'm on chapter 9, and that book is ginormously large. And what I kind of did was started reading the 12 Laws of the Universe and kind of put the Jack Canfield's book on the back burner. But now that I'm finished with the 12 Laws, I'm ready to go with Jack Canfield. And you know what? Why I needed to read the 12 Laws first? 12 Laws gives you a broad, general, spiritual direction, okay? And what Jack Canfield is going to do, he's going to give you step-by-step directions on how to implement these laws of the universe, because he believes in them as well. So what he's doing is he's teaching you the laws of the universe through his success principles, and he's making it more simple, and it's written in layman terms. So I love that book, and I'm actually on chapter 9, and now I'm not going to pick up another book. I am going to keep reading that book until I am finished, but I will not pick up another book until I am done. Now, the number 3rd book on here, I have The Richest Man in Babylon. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of that book. It's by George Clason. There's just a story that he's writing about how a man is learning how to use his money, save his money, lose his money, you know? And what I learned from that book was money is very important in life. You know, a lot of people don't want to say that they want money. They're like, oh, that's wrong, that's bad. No, the love of money is evil. But money itself is not, and the desire to have it is not. And we need money to survive in this world. And what that book taught me was I need to invest money in the stock market. Now, he doesn't really talk about the stock market because it's placed, you know, back in like almost Bible times. So it's not, it's just broken down in a sense that it related to the stock market. In my mind, it related being able to put your money in the bank and saving it. It related to being the lender and not being the borrower, and what the benefits are when you are the lender. It was a great, great book. Now, I didn't read that book. I listened to that book in my car. I listened to it probably about 5 or 6 times. But what I enjoyed about it was it taught me that I need to be better with my money. And when I listened to that book, it was about a year ago, I wasn't good with my money. My money was flying away and leaving me, and I'm like, well, what is going on? I mean, I have a pretty substantial income, and I don't seem to have any money. What is the problem? The problem was the way I was spending money and the way I wasn't saving money, and my mindset around money wasn't what it is today. Today, my whole finances a whole year later are different because I was determined last year that I was no longer going to feel or be in this broke state. So I hear the oil back here, so I'm going to go ahead and add in the garlic and the onions to the pot. So this is what it looks like in here. Now, I had the pot kind of hot, like to medium high. So now I put it on medium so that I do not burn my garlic. And so I'm going to saute these onions until they become kind of translucent. And then we will add in the oregano and the salt and the mushrooms. And we'll let that cook down a little bit. Then we'll add in the white wine and let that just boil, and then let it simmer. And then after that, we'll add in our flour. Okay, so we're gonna get back to the list of books that I read. So like I said, I love The Richest Man in Babylon. It just taught me to change my life and change my mind around money, my thought process around money. And then we have The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. So if you've been in network marketing, you've probably read this book. And I think some people think it's a network marketing book, but it's really a book about being successful and having the discipline and having the slight edge so that you can get those things that you want. Because if you are working towards your goal a little bit every day, that gives you a slight edge versus just saying, okay, one day I'm going to do it. Okay, then next week I'll come back. He's saying that take that little bit of time to just pursue what you know you want every day, consistently, a little bit at a time, and that's going to give you the slight edge. And he has a lot of stories in there about himself and what he has gone through and how he has become successful, people he's met along the way who weren't successful and why they probably weren't, and people who have become successful as well. So I really enjoyed The Slight Edge because, again, it kind of related back to the 7 principles of highly successful people. You have to be disciplined and you have to go after those things that you want and desire. So now we have The Secret. Now, if I read The Secret, I'm not sure I've really read it. I really don't remember reading it. If I did, it was 20 years ago, and that's why I don't remember. But I remember The Secret. I remember that name, so I probably read the book. But you know, on Netflix now, she has the video. So Rhonda Byrne. So you can go and watch the video. She also has The Greatest Secret, the new book that's out. I bought it, but I haven't read it, and I'm not going to read that before I finish Jack Canfield's The Success Principles. So she's there. She'll probably be the next book that I read unless something else comes up on my radar. Now, The Secret basically tells you about the law of attraction and how it works and how people have used it and how they've been successful at it and what you need to do as well. So it's a very simple, basic book that just lays out how you need to use the law of attraction. They're basically saying there are a lot of people in the world who use the law of attraction, and then there's a lot of us who don't know about it at all. And some of us are using it innately. They aren't thinking about trying to use it. It's just the way that they are, the way that they think, and the way that they believe aligns with the law of attraction. It pulls everything in their life. You ever met somebody who just seems like everything they touch turns to gold? They just know how to work the law of attraction naturally. Some of us need to learn. I needed to learn. I didn't grow up understanding that law, so I had to read. And the law of attraction in The Secret is going to break it down in very simple terms for you. Now, also, the last thing I have on my list is the 12 Laws of the Universe that I just read. Totally has blown my mind. It's made me see that there are other laws in play with the law of attraction, and with using and understanding how to master them all, you can live just this blissful, abundant life. But I've also learned with those 12 laws that when you hear me keep talking about a cycle of good and bad things, positive things are going to happen, negative things are going to happen. And that's the truth. And that's a law. I can't remember the exact name of it, but I think it's the law of polarity. They're going to happen. There's going to be a cycle. So you have to just have the right mindset to get through the tough times. So while you have decided on what your goal is and what it is that you want to pursue, things are going to happen that are going to propel you in the right direction. And then things are going to happen that are going to try to knock you off your path. But what you have to remember is there's a cycle to life. There's positive and there's negative. So through the negative, you have to maintain a positive attitude, because did you know what? Even though there's positive and negative, you can speed up the cycle. So if you're in a negative cycle and the more positive you are, you can speed that cycle up so you can get out of that negative space. So that's kind of what I've learned. I've learned a lot of other things, but that's one law that I really connected with, because it made me understand, well, if I believe in the law of attraction and I'm doing all these things, why aren't these things happening? Why am I not getting them right now? Because things are cycle. There is a cycle to life, and we have to go through that cycle. Well, I'm going to go over here and check the onions and garlic, and then I'm going to add in the rosemary to the pot. So now that we have added the rosemary, I am going to heat up some water for my bouillon cubes, because when I add I need to add hot water to the pot, not cold water. So I'm going to go ahead and put I have 1 bouillon cube is for 1 cup of water, so I have 2, so I'm going to put 2 cups of water in the microwave with the bouillon cubes, so that when it's time for me to add it to the pot, I have it ready. So I'm going to go ahead and peel these cubes and put them in the pot. Now these are vegetable cubes because this is a vegetarian dish. If you are not a vegetarian, you can use chicken stock. But because I'm doing my 21-day cleanse, I'm a vegetarian right now. So I'm going to go ahead and use veggie stock cubes. So here we go. Have a little bit difficult time getting it off of here. And then I'm going to place this in the microwave. So now what I'm going to do next, I'm going to add in the shiitake and oyster mushrooms into the pot, and then I'm going to add in the salt as well. You want to wait to add the salt in when you put the mushrooms, because the salt is going to help draw the mushroom, the water out of the mushrooms, and that way, you know how you get that solid, yummy flavored mushroom? That's how you get it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add the sherry to the mushrooms. Adding the sherry is going to help them to soak up all of the goodness that the wine is going to provide. So we're going to go ahead and put the sherry in now. But I don't have sherry, remember, I have white wine, cooking wine. But the recipe does call for sherry cooking wine. So now this is what the pot looks like, the mushrooms look like. I'm now going to add in the flour before I add in the water. It's almost like how you do a roux. So we're going to coat the flour all over here and just cook it, and then we'll add in the water. And now you can see that how important it is to layer when you make a soup, because what you're doing is you're layering the flavors when you cook a soup. So you want to get your base, like your onions and your garlic and your green peppers, you want to get them going and sauteed up so that they can add flavor, the base flavor for your soup. And then as you can see, then I've added in herbs and things of that nature. And now because I want to thicken this up, I'm adding in the flour. So the flour is going to cook a little bit. And then after that, we're going to add the water in, and you're going to see how scrumptious the soup is and how well it comes together. I finally remember the book that I left off. I couldn't remember. It is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I love the concept of this book because it's talking about basically a couple of the 12 laws that want us to live in the moment and enjoy the moment and not be so caught up with what happened in the past and what's happening in the future. But what about right now? Are you enjoying your life right now? Because the catch is this: if you have some things that you want to do and right now you are not happy, you feel like your life is a mess, you're not going to get those things anytime soon, because your mind is all on, my life is a mess, my life is a mess. But remember, I told you that we have to be grateful, we have to be thankful in all things. So in the mess, in the muck, in the mire, as they like to say, you have to be grateful. Because it's that platform that's going to catapult you into the future, having the things that you want. Because you got to remember, we have everything that we need and everything we want right now. So you should be behaving like you got it. So your attitude, your mind should be on, man, I got this wonderful life. Man, look at this house that I got with that backyard. Y'all know I want that backyard, right? The resort style backyard. So when I look out there, that's what I see. And I'm laughing like, yeah, I'm going out swimming in my pool today. You have to connect with what it is that you want in the now. Because it's already done, it's already here. And I know sometimes it's a very difficult concept to hold on to, but we have everything now. So I love The Power of Now because it talks about right now and being in the moment. And what I'm learning to do, especially since this cleanse, remember I told you it's like a spiritual journey for me. I've been enjoying my son more. I've been more in tune, or, with my intent to understand and to listen to him. It's just been a wonderful, what is it, about 16 days now? But my goal is, again, to keep this going for the rest of my life. So I want to show you what it looks like in there. So I'm just going to keep letting it cook a little bit more until I feel like it's cooked enough. And then I'm going to add in the stock. So the gist of what I want you to get and what I want you to understand from this is, in order to get our mindset right, we have to educate ourselves on the topic. So if you have an issue with your mindset, like you can't seem to stay focused on something, then you need to educate yourself on how to focus, to have the right mindset. That's what those books are going to give you, the proper mindset. Once you get the proper mindset, it'll be easier for you when you're going along your journey to conquer or live your dream or conquer your goal. So I do want you to remember that the 21-day playlist is out there. So you can go, and at the end of this video, I'm actually going to have it over here. So you can click on that and you can go back to any videos that you may have, because I've cooked like a couple of things a week. So I did like 2 salads on the first week, and then I did 2 smoothies, I believe, on the first week, and then 2 salads on the second week of my cleanse phase 2. And now on this week, I'm going to probably do 2 meals that I like. But I'm also going to continue to cook this way, so you'll be able to come back and check out my dishes. I'm actually going to create a vegetarian playlist so that you can go straight there and see all of the different items that I have actually made. Well, it's all done. Check out the soup. Woo, this bowl is hot, hot, hot. Let me put that down for a second. It's hot. I guess it's glass. I should have known better. Okay, so we're gonna taste this. It's just as good as the first time. These mushrooms are so meaty. This is really good soup. Well, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, remember to leave a comment if you have any questions about the mushroom soup or the MBA workbook. If you haven't gotten it already, it is a free download. So you can go to the link in this description for this video and click on my link, and then a window's gonna pop up. Once you get to the website, a window's going to pop up and it's going to say subscribe. So put your first name in there and your email address, and then the action guide will be sent out to you. So what I want you to remember is mindset is everything. Our mind is how we get anything achieved or anything done. The thought first starts in our mind, and we have to train our minds. And that is what the MBA workbook is all about. Also, this 21-day cleanse has done a lot for me. I'm almost down to my 170 that I wanted to be. I'm at 170.4, I think it is, or 6, something like that. And so I kind of think I need to just chill, because I feel like I've gotten to where I would like to be. And I don't think I need to get any smaller, but I do want to continue on finishing the cleanse, but maybe upping my calorie count that I can intake. Because currently I'm doing 1,200 calories, and my stabilization rate for calories are about 1,500. So I'm thinking I'm gonna up my calories to 1,500 in the next couple of days. So also, if you have any comments, remember to leave me a comment, any questions down here. And there's a share button down there as well with an arrow. So share this to your social media platform like Facebook. And remember that my face is going to be up here in a circle. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, click on my face, select the gray bell, select all. That way you'll be subscribed to my channel and you'll be notified to all the new content that I place up here to YouTube. And on this side, I have the playlist I told you about, the 21-day cleanse playlist, and also the MBA workbook is also going to be up there as well. So thank you for hanging out with me today. Have a great day, dreamers.